Hey, this is Carmina, and I'd like to explain to you how I constructed this Renaissance burgundian gown. Um, it's not done yet. It still needs the other sleeve finished, so I hand sewed on these Tudor rosettes. See, they're Tudor roses, but they're gold. And this faux fur, gotta use faux fur because it's washable, doesn't rot if it gets wet. And there's also, and I don't imagine fur rots when it gets wet. I just really don't know what it does, and I wouldn't trust. I don't know anything about fur, so disclaimer. I'm really really skeptical about using real fur, even though I do enjoy it. I think this cloth fur is better because it can be actually laundered, and but it can't be dried. If you ever tried drying faux fur, it melts in the dryer, and it's not fun. So this is not sewn on yet. It won't look like this. It won't have the poof like that. This is a project I've been working on for a while, this burgundian gown. I do have a tip for you. If you line your dress so it looks like this with the finished edges, by first putting the outer dress on the sewing form as it would be, as it looks here, and then putting the lining sewn also as a separate dress over the top of it, but putting the seams facing outward. I know it seems weird, and then you sew it all along the edge and all around the collar. Flip it inwards after trimming it in the corners, and then what was against the two right sides together will become the right side on the inside of the dress. So let me show you. So, and the hem isn't finished yet, but I want to show you how I did this. There are no raw edges on this silk, and this is Dupioni. I think it's blended with polyester, or it might be more polyester than I bargained for, but that's what you do when you look. That's what happens when you look for cheap silk. So, yeah. I splurged on the merino wool here, which is 100% merino wool, which was processed and finished and dyed in New Zealand. So it's like 100% merino wool, lightweight, and it's really nice. So I spent less on the Dupioni, and I just got the cheap stuff. So see how there's no raw edges anywhere? What you do to line a burgundian gown, I found out works best, is if you make, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. If you make the two dresses, the lining and the outer separately, then sew them together at the collar and the opening. Then you will end up with a part right here that used to be this way, used to be another way, because I didn't whip stitch these two folds together. And that's another tip I want to give you. If you do that, you'll find that there's a gathering point right here where the bulk of the corner of the lining was to poke out. So you want to take a fold, and you want to take a fold on this side, and you want to whip stitch them together, and then it looks like you have a gathered front, and it looks really cool. And this is all triangles, so sewn together, so it's like a pieced skirt was sewn with triangles and wide gores and pieced together. As you can see, there is no waist seam as there would be in some burgundian gowns. I was thinking this might be an earlier overgown, earlier burgundian, before they started wearing the cone hennons. They had the separate hats. And I didn't do any research on this sleeve. To me, it looks more Tudor than it does burgundian, but it is sort of a fantasy gown out of my own brain. And I wanted to try the burgundian look, but not use the big flowing sleeves. So this is what I have been doing. And I call this gown Red Winter. I name all my gowns. So Blue Princess is the other one I did, and this is Red Winter. So yeah. And here's one of the seams. So this faux fur comes from Amazon or Etsy, actually. Etsy has it, and I think Amazon has something similar but in a lighter color. And there's a needle here. I see. And yeah, I don't know how to clean this up. Maybe you guys can leave me some tips, any of you who've sewn a burgundian gown before. And I don't have much else to say. I already mentioned how I have absolutely no memory today. So yeah, the sleeve will be set in. It's not sewn on, so see, it's just pinned. So it's not going to be poofy there. And you guys will probably laugh at me because I'm forgetting things right now. I am so tired. This takes so much work. And would you like to see the back? Yes, you would. So this is the back of the sleeve with Tudor rose, rosette buttons. And I swear there was black mold in my food, and that's why I'm forgetting things. Okay, so this is the V-neck in the back, and it worked really well. Now, for sewing on fur on a burgundian gown, I do recommend angling, like getting the direction of the fur right. So if you have it going down this way and down this way, and then making a shoulder seam where it meets symmetrically on either side, and then comes down and widens, and then it's going down in the front too. So it's going down in the back and down in the front, and then you get a more appealing appearance. I've watched other people make burgundian gowns online. Some people are trying it for the first time. Some people on YouTube are professionals. I don't know. I like this way, like the way I lined it, and I like the way I did the fur. I see a lot of people do the plain lapels. I didn't want to do a plain lapel for the reason of I wanted this to look really rich because it's a plain fabric and it needed some decoration. And I will finish the hem by getting a brocade strip, and this is my brocade strip. See, it's really long. It's a whole roll, and it's gonna go along the bottom to make a contrasting hem, and that will be really cool. The lady who said sleeves are evil, and she said they're sleeves. Yeah, these sleeves were very evil, and she did a good job pointing that out. And I can't link anything because I don't know how, but I do recommend looking up the word sleeveless and see what you can find. You'll probably find her video. So this has an undersleeve, which if you were a modest lady, you wouldn't want your shift showing right away. If you unbutton this and pulled it up over your arm, you'd want a second sleeve underneath. And if this is unbuttoned, let me see if I can get it unbuttoned with one hand. If this is unbuttoned, and see I haven't put buttons on the undersleeve yet, what this will do is this will hang down when you have your undersleeve out. And I'm planning on putting buttons on the undersleeve soon. I haven't chosen them yet. You guys can leave some comments on what color they should be, if they should be a contrasting color, or if maybe they should be pearl. And I do have some pearl ones picked out. I think they're really pretty. So I am planning on overlapping this a bit because it is uneven. For some reason, when I sewed the sleeve together, the sleeves are different lengths. So you see this edge, this goes on the inside. So that happens from sewing on this velvet facing, or interfacing actually. And yeah, I really want to put this on tonight, so I might do a short video of that. And I think these might actually be even if they're folded right. So yeah, that's the sleeve. I meant to actually put the sleeve on with the opening facing on top of my arm, but a lot of people said they should be at the back or the side of the arm, so that's where I put it. And I don't know, maybe I should have turned the oversleeve around to the other side and had it more hanging down like it should be, and then have these buttons on top of my arm. But I didn't think of that, and that's why sleeves are evil. So I sort of messed up, and there's no way I'm taking these apart. It's just too much work. If you want a big view of this, I'll back away. It is on a short sewing form, but yeah, it's on a sewing form that would be on a woman who's just over 4'5", 4'9", and I'm 5'5", so this is gonna look a lot different on me than it would on her. Maybe I'll try it on later, I don't know. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. Bye.